Hey guys, and welcome back to Xbox Gamers. Today I want to make some kind of update video, just to talk about a really sweet thing that just happened to me. Now, I lost my PS3 just about half a year ago, and ever since I haven't been able to play any of the current gen games. And it's been bothering me a lot. So Senkai went ahead and got me both a Wii, which is right here, if you guys can see it, probably not. Over here, it's a Wii, and a 360. Now I gotta tell you guys, I haven't owned a 360. I owned it once, and that was like for a brief second. I owned it for a week, and then I returned it, and that was just to play Vesperia, but I never really got to do that even. So I bought a 360 once, and then I returned it really quickly. And ever since then, I haven't played a 360. I haven't owned a 360. Occasionally I've been playing 360s at my friends' places, like fighting games, for example, Street Fighter. But never before have I really owned one, and I'm so happy to actually get a chance to own both the 360 and now having once again a Wii in my possession. And you know, I haven't really been a huge gamer on the Wii either, for that matter. I've played a few of the exclusives, but I never really get to appreciate the Wii for its full extent. But I feel that now that I actually own it again, I can get my chance to catch up with both the Wii titles and the 360 titles. And I gotta tell you guys first about the 360 titles, because you can see here, I've already gathered a few of them, because there's been a few titles on my mind for a very long time. But I never really got around to pick them up, because I never had a 360. And it's been a real bother. Like, I never wanted to go to Senkai's and play through a, you know, 60-hour JRPG at his place, you know, and bother him about it. But now I actually have the chance to do it myself at my own home. So here in front of my small gaming station, I got this bunch of games, like I said. And I really want to show you guys what I got, because I think it's pretty interesting. Like I said, I haven't been a big Xbox fan, so... well, fan, but user, I should say. But now I finally have 360 in my possession, and I got Fable 2. Fable 2 came highly recommended to me by Doniette, our friend at Senkai's workplace, which is GameStop. And as I was looking around for a few titles for my you know, newly owned 360, Doniette told me to kindly get this game because it was his favorite entry in the Fable series. It's Fable 2. And this one is the classic bestseller edition, which is supposed to come with a lot of the DLC that came with the original game through downloadable content then. But on the CD, actually, so I thought it was a cool deal, and I got it extremely cheap. A lot of these games I got extremely cheap. Like, all of these great Xbox classics you can actually get extremely cheap. I'm blown away. It's just great stuff. But my first impressions about Fable 2, I had a talk with Senkai about it, and I told him some really mean things about the game. I'm not sure why I did it, because thinking about it right now, I can't wait to play it again. There's something about it, something alluring. There's that voice inside me that tells me I want to keep playing this game, because I'm not really used to these Western kind of RPGs, but this one feels really good for some reason. Like, when I talked to Senkai, I told him the exact opposite. I was like, oh, something about this feels too empty, and I feel like I'm not doing what I should be doing, you know, because I'm so used to JRPGs and the norms that are found in those games. But now that I'm not playing it, right, when I just 2 days after not having played it, I feel the urge to go back to it, and I'm not sure why, but it's something really alluring, like I said. Really, I want to keep playing this game, and I heard it's really short, so, you know, it's definitely worth just those few hours. It's supposed to be 10 to 12 hours. You know, I'll invest those hours in this game, because I actually feel like there's something special about this, and, you know, who knows, I might become a big fan of the Fable series and start playing the other ones too. But yeah, this is one of those Xbox exclusives or Microsoft exclusives that I never got my hands on before, and now I do, and definitely I'm happy I have. Okay, so this one here, I think everybody saw this coming, because whenever you're starting to amass an Xbox collection, you probably want to head for the I guess there's three titles you want to go for. I have the other ones lying on the other side, one of them, but this one here is probably the first one I want to show you guys, because as you all know, both me and Senki are huge fans of Dragon Quest, and this one here, Blue Dragon, looks and feels exactly like a Dragon Quest game, and it's just one of those titles I've been wanting to sit down with forever, just play it for once, and now I have the chance. I did get to play a little of it because, you know, it was too tempting. I actually wanted to play it right away, but I figured I should take Fable 2 as my first kind of Xbox game to really get into it. But Blue Dragon, definitely. You know, when I look at this game, I feel like this is the HD Dragon Quest that we deserved. Because, like, this is a pretty early Xbox game, and I must say the visuals are just outstanding. They just blew me away. Like, when you just start off the game, there's this title screen that's supposed to show up, and you have this sort of interactive part right before the title screen shows up then. And, you know, just that little part sucked me in so much, and I was like, whoa, is this really a game? Am I looking at a game or some kind of, you know, CG cutscene? It's that good, I'm serious. And I got to play to the part where you go to some ancient ruins. It's really early on, but you can feel the Uematsu music coming from this, which is he's the composer for this game, which is a plus for those who likes his music. And you know, the Akira Toriyama art style is probably the strongest in this game than any other game before it. Really, this game has some really slick graphics, and the music is great. I feel like this is like the overall product in this is gonna be just an astounding game. It's probably gonna blow me away, and for good reasons. I'm probably gonna love it a lot in the end. Okay, so I told you guys there were 3 titles, and it should not come as a surprise to anybody when I show you Lost Odyssey. Lost Odyssey, there's a lot of good talk about Lost Odyssey, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm not the most stoked to play Lost Odyssey, but I know that this is a really well-loved JRPG that a lot of, you know, the greatest guys out there really love. So, from their impressions and from just the overall consensus about this game, it's supposed to be great, and I'm looking forward to it. The first thing I heard about this game when I first discussed it with somebody was that it had these really, it has a really good story, but then there's also these text-based parts, which is about the main character's past, I think, which are supposed to be really gripping, and I'm looking forward to those a lot. I'm actually looking forward to the actual story more than the gameplay in this game, because I sort of know what to expect from a gameplay standpoint. This is supposed to be a very bare-bones JRPG, a very traditional JRPG. Not that that is a bad thing. I love traditional JRPGs. That's a weird thing. Why do people think traditional JRPGs is a bad thing? It's a really cool thing. And you know what? I love this. I love the whole idea behind this game, so I'm probably gonna enjoy this just as much, or maybe more, than Blue Dragon. I think this is a game that can catch me by surprise more than any other game, if that makes sense. Even though it's very traditional and all that. But yeah, so Lost Odyssey, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And speaking of Fable and then also JRPGs, how about a mixture of both? Here's Dragon's Dogma on the 360. I owned the first edition of Dragon's Dogma. This is Dark Arisen, so it's the expansion, which released just half a year after the original game. And I had some really sweet impressions of that game. Problem was, I never got to finish it. It was at a time where I didn't have too much time for games. I was preparing myself for my new school and everything like that. But now I actually do have some more time on my hands. And Dragon's Dogma, it's like, if you imagine Resident Evil 4, okay, you know, I might explain this in a wrong way, but this is my impression, so here we go. If you imagine Resident Evil 4 as an RPG, and you have this overworld map where you can explore and everything like that, and the action is exactly like Resident Evil 4 with, when you pull up a bow, for example, it feels just like a third-person shooter, you know, like in the veins of Resident Evil 4, where you have this slightly, you know, from-the-back view. It's really cool, like, it's awesome. Like, everything from the graphics I think look really cool. I love the fact that you get to customize your characters and their pawns, basically, which this game has some kind of pawn system which it all revolves around. Really sweet game, and the reason why I was so eager to pick it up on the 360 wasn't just because I don't have a PS3 anymore and I want to play a new next gen or current gen, maybe it's last gen video game. It's just because this is supposed to run a bit better than the PS3 version, if only slightly, but I really wanted to get this one because of faster loading times, which you get with the installed disc and everything. But yeah, and I got it for a nice price, so you know, if you guys are looking forward to some kind of good hybrid between both Western RPGs and JRPGs, I highly recommend Dragon's Dogma. I haven't finished it, so I can't really give you my full opinion about it yet, but from my first impressions, really good game, really fast game, great combat. Also, I think that's the most hyped thing about this game right now, or that anybody talks about. It has great combat, very flexible combat where you can climb stuff, and there's a lot of varied conditions that switches shit around, so it's really cool. Definitely check it out. So here's another game that Don Yet recommended for me. It's a game I don't really know anything about because I don't play this genre too much. It's a first-person shooter game and it's called Homefront. He says the story is supposed to be really good. It's supposed to have some cryptic messages in it too, like some hidden stuff going on which you can't really figure out unless you look into it a bit. And you know, I was totally willing to give it a chance because first off, first-person shooter games are not very long, so you know, tops an afternoon or something, I can beat this game, and I'll have a lot of fun doing it, I'm sure. Plus, you know, it's a chance for me to reach out there and see what else I can have, you know, find on the system. You know, it doesn't only have to be JRPGs. It can be anything. You know, action games are fully welcome, and first-person shooter games. You know, it's a genre that is unexplored for me for the most part. So it's great to actually have one of these. And Don Yet highly recommended this. Don Yet is like, he knows a lot about the just the Xbox community. He's a very valuable member of the Xbox community. I've heard, he told me some things, and you know, I really trust his opinions. So I want to play this, and I'm probably gonna play it very soon, and probably beat it before any of the other games. Maybe not Fable, but you know, I might sit down with Senkai to play this so he can check it out as well. And so, not too long ago, me and Senkai got a package from Mike Aerodynamish on YouTube. And you know, Mike is a great guy. We both love him. He's actually so much fun to talk to and everything. But I want to mention this here because me and Senkai, we made a little switch because not too long ago, both of us got a package from Mike, and in my package, Mike gave me something that Senkai really wanted, and that was Romance in Saga for the PS2. And you know, we figured it would be fair if he got that game and I got one of the games that I was sort of, you know, impressed by in Senkai's package. And so Senkai gave me this, which is Senko no Ronde, or as we joked about, it's Senkai no Ronde. But yeah, this is a shoot 'em up. It's a shoot 'em up battler game. So if you guys are familiar with bullet hell shooters, it's just like pitching two of those pilots against each other, and you know, all these bullets just come from every side of the screen, and it's crazy. It was really fun. I gave it a spin. I don't think it's a game that lasts too long. It's something that's more fun with friends for like less than an hour. But it's cute, you know. Who cares? It's just fun. And I figured it's a nice distraction if you ever want to have a party or something. You might put it in maybe once, maybe twice. But yeah, I think it's fun. It's just not really too much worth the time, if it makes sense. Fun, but not really full of quality. I don't know. So here's a game that I really wanted to play ever since it released, actually. But I've been so on the edge of picking it up because I'm scared. I'm scared of this series, I have to be honest. It wasn't until Dragon Quest Heroes that I got the courage to actually approach them a little bit. It's Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage. I love Fist of the North Star. It's really fun. It's a very entertaining manga and anime. Very simple as well. I mean, it's one of the earlier shonen type mangas out there, and it's all about fighting and very gory. It's very gory. There's this like martial arts champion who keeps like busting people's heads open with special skills that just make people's bodies blow up. It's very gruesome, but it makes for a fun game as well, I'm sure. I just haven't gotten around playing this yet, but I wanted to pick it up for the PS3 back in the day. I never got the chance to do so because, well, I was afraid, like I said. But now that I have my 360 back, I saw it on the shelf, it was a really cheap price, I got a good deal. It lured me in, and now I have it. The 360 version is supposed to have some slight loading issues, but since I don't have anything else but a 360 at the moment, and a Wii, I figured, okay, well, you know what, I might as well pick it up. It looks really cool. I mean, look at Kenshiro, the main character. He's just a badass. And, you know, there's some other cool characters in the back. You know, really fun. I wanted to check it out. It looked cool. And, you know, the series is based on the Dynasty Warrior, you know, those kind of games. It's made by Koei, same guys who make those games. And they're very repetitive, but they're mindless button mashing fun. That's how I categorize them as, at least. And you know, hopefully this will make me a fan of the series, like the whole beat a billion people up on one screen kind of gameplay. And yeah, so that's all I have to say about Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage. And you know what? I think this looks the coolest out of all of them so far. I think it looks way better than Hyrule Warriors, to be honest. And you know, I'm a big Zelda fan, but I think just the whole setting fits this thing much better. Not as well as Dragon Quest, but I think it fits this setting a lot. So, you know, for that reason, I think it's worth picking up. And you know, Fist of the North Star, I've had a lot of different games on other different consoles as well, which I haven't checked out, but I know there's a really well-known one for the Genesis or the Mega Drive, depending on where you live. So yeah. And Project Selfie. I wanted to show this. I already showed this on one of the pickups where we did the pickups for Mike's packages. And well, Mike says it's a bad game. Well, he says it's a bad game. I don't believe it's a bad game. I want to try it out for myself. It's still sealed. And it's also one of those games that I believe is very short, but it's still by Square Enix, and it looks really charming, but, you know, looks can be deceiving, so who knows, we'll see. Project Selfie, at least, I thought it looked cool. I thought it was a JRPG at first, but no, guess I was wrong. Alright, so on to the Wii titles. I want to show you guys the Wii titles that I do own. I'm planning to get a lot more, and the main reason why Senkai gave me a Wii was because he wanted me to play Xenoblade and actually enjoy it. Now, I've had some problems with Xenoblade. I've been trying to play it a lot, but I played it for 50 hours and it never really got me, so Senkai decided to, like, okay, well, you don't own a Wii anymore. If you did have a Wii, would you actually play Xenoblade? And I was like, yeah, totally, I'd give it a chance. And as part of Project Grandia, our small little pet project where we make people who don't originally like a game play it again and get a new opinion about it, yeah, Xenoblade was chosen for my title, and I feel like I'm much more ready now to play it. I feel like I was stressing through the game a bit last time. I feel like I could have been doing a lot more side quests and stuff, but I don't think I like the whole MMO-esque, you know, feeling it had into it. But I look forward to playing again. I think I'm gonna get over a lot of my issues with the game when I do play it. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that aside and show you guys the first game I picked up. I think if you guys look in the background of my other videos, you probably noticed Boom Street. And I bought Boom Street because I'm a big fan of Dragon Quest, like I said. And this is like a mashup between Mario characters and Dragon Quest characters mixed onto a board game that is totally unrelated to any of those two series. And why I would want to buy such a game? Well, it's mainly just for the Dragon Quest things. And you know, I hope this is a nice party game to play sometime. I hope it could rival Mario Party, which I've been told it doesn't, but you know, in my heart, I wanted to do it because being able to play a party game with Dragon Quest characters is something I look forward to immensely. So definitely, Boom Street, this is the first game I picked up for my newly received Wii. I had it a bit before my Wii, so yeah. And this other game I've been looking forward to even more because I'm a huge fan of the Donkey Kong Country series, and now you already know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna hold it up just like this and I'm gonna tell you the name in 1 second. But yeah, I got this game on the 3DS at first, and Senkai owned this on the Wii. So we figured, let's make a switcheroo, you know? You can have this 3DS version and I'll take your Wii version and we'll just, you know, call it a day. And he gladly accepted my offer because for the most part he didn't like the waggling controls in this game, and from what I've experienced, it does play a bit better on the 3DS, but I feel that Donkey Kong Country is a bit more at home on the actual TV screen, you know, after playing it so many times as a kid. And so, for some reason, even though I know the 3DS version plays a bit better, I feel like this version of the game feels more right for me. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. Currently I'm playing it with Daniel, and we're recording it for my Let's Play channel, Fresh Gaming. So if you guys are interested to see how we're doing when we play this game, we're probably going to post the episodes very soon, if not already. So I hope you guys look forward to that also, and you know, having a Let's Play channel is really fun, and especially now that I own so many consoles, on the Wii and on the 360, there's so much more chance to make more gameplay videos. And that's also another thing I want to update you guys about. If you guys have noticed the Shadow Hearts video, we actually got a capturing device, or at least I got one in my room now, so I'm gonna be able to produce a lot more high quality episodes, I feel. Anyway, you guys, that's all I want to show you guys. I'm really stoked to have both of these consoles right now, and it's so much fun to just have a, well, last gen, current gen, slash whatever, gen before the PS4 and the Xbox One, those consoles. It's so nice to have them. It's such a relief too, because now we can just go out and play some games, which was like, I feel like I had a hindrance before. I couldn't really do anything. But now I have these beautiful consoles, and I'm looking forward to playing a lot more, and I hope you guys do too. So until next time, you guys, get gaming.